Hi, and welcome back to another episode of JaYo Reviews. Today, we're going to be reviewing the movie Weapons. It is, I don't know who directed it. Do you know? Oh, directed, written, produced, and co-scored by Zach Kreger. And I have the lovely Jerry Weil with me.
Hello.
Excellent. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more movie reviews. Or if you're interested in other things, I have lots of things in this channel. Like this video, comment below, let us know if you saw the movie, what your thoughts are, and share this video with the world! All right, we're gonna start, as we always do, with our rating between 0 and 10. So, I'll start with you, Shelly.
I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10.
Ooh, 9 out of 10. Okay, okay. So you make me brave enough to give a um like the score, the higher end of this my score. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. You're like, not enough. I know.
I,
It was solid. I really liked it. But yes, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, let's get into it. Let's chop it up. What did you like about the movie?
I liked everything about this movie. It from the beginning, it just well, first of all, I I love the story, and I love the way the story played out. Like,
Mm.
having it from each character's point of view. I've heard people complain that the movie was too long. I almost thought it was too short. Like
Mm.
as I'm watching this movie, I wanted it to be a series. Like I wanted, I kept thinking this would make such a great series and have it really, take their time and be able to play out
Mm.
each point of view like every week. I just wanted it. It just drew me in from the beginning, and then just the way the story was revealed, like little, it would tease you with things, and then just sort of string you along, and then you finally find out that detail, and then it's string you along with some more details, and just the way little things were just developed as it went along. And then I loved the ending. It was such a satisfying ending, and it was like everything that had built up in the movie, it just exploded. um, and just you just almost wanted to cheer. And I loved the comical sense. I love horror movies that have comedy mixed in, and I thought
Mm.
this had a really nice blend. It reminded me a lot, in not in terms of the movie itself, but just in its originality and some of the tone of it, of Get Out, which is one of my favorite movies.
Mm.
It had that feel to me, like this was something really special that we hadn't quite seen before. I mean, elements of it we've seen before, but just the way it was sort of put together and played out. So that I loved all that. I loved just the way it was shot. Um, the way it was directed, and then the performances across the board were just stellar, especially Amy Madigan. I mean, Oscar worthy performance. Just one of the best things I've ever seen her do.
Mm. What else
And
has she been in? Because well, I don't know if I've seen her before.
oh yeah, yeah, you just didn't recognize. Yeah, I didn't recognize her at first either, until in fact I think until the maybe until the credits. I'm like, who is that? I know she looks familiar, and yeah, I know Amy Madigan. Um, she's been married to Ed Harris forever. I mean, they're like the Hollywood couple.
Wow.
I think they're still together.
Yeah, they are.
Um, yeah. So what else? I think yeah. I mean, I guess that's pretty much everything. Yeah.
Okay. That you liked about the movie.
Yeah.
Um, just to backtrack a little, I'm gonna tell y'all viewers what it's about if you don't know. Because I actually went in like pretty blind. Like I knew that the premise, the general premise, which is um, in this town, 17 children from one classroom disappear, a third grade classroom disappear at 2:17 a.m. from their homes and disappear. And only one student, Alex Lilly, remains. And I at first was like annoyed by the like different storylines, but then as it went along, I really liked that. That was something that I enjoyed, seeing the different perspectives and seeing how they were telling the story. I really like um, folk tales, and like stories about witches and like to me it gave me big Baba Yaga vibes. And so I was like, this is fun. I like this. I loved what's her name you were saying again? Amy Madigan. Amy Madigan's performance was really great. I also really liked everybody else's performance. Um, I loved the child actor who played Alex. What's his name? What's his name of this kid? But I love Carrie Christopher. I love like a really great child actor, who just does a really great job with the storytelling and is fully in it. And he was stellar. I was like, ooh, can't wait to see what you do with your career, little child. Um, I what else did I really like? Um, I think those are the big things. I like the plot. I didn't feel it was too long, and I didn't feel it was too short. I think, like you said, there were some holes. There are some things that I would have liked to have like had developed more, and we'll talk about that in the things like I
Mhm.
didn't like or I wanted to see differently. But in terms of what I liked, I loved the ending too. I thought it was gruesome, but it was very satisfying. I loved the narration from the child at the beginning, bookended, beginning and end of the movie. I thought that was very well done. Um, and I loved that it wasn't necessarily like totally like and here's your happy ending, like in a lot of
Right.
American movies. I know, a little spoiler maybe, but you don't know what I mean by this is a happy ending or not. And yeah, I really liked that. What are some things you didn't like?
Really, the only thing that stood out to me that I didn't like, which I could certainly forgive, was we got the how, but we didn't really get the why.
Mm-hmm.
We could infer the why, but I would have liked just a little more explanation of the why, a little bit more of the backstory of Gladys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I've heard that there's a potentially a prequel in the works, which
Ooh.
kind of cool. Um, but yeah, and I don't again, I don't want to give spoilers, but yeah, we know this we know the kids were missing. We found out how that went down, but really, like again, it was implied the why, but not really told, or uh, the sort of details of the way the kids were. Well, I don't want to give spoilers yet. Um, yeah, we didn't really get some information there, and it would have been so simple. I mean, one or two lines of dialogue could have cleared up a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
for some reason they chose not to do that, or maybe they shot stuff and cut it. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that was really just everything that I didn't like was just along those lines. That there was just some lacking of information that you had to infer. which is not a terrible thing, but I would have liked just a little more explanation.
I hear you. Yeah, and I second that. There were not a couple, there were lots of holes. And I think, of course, we can suspend our disbelief because, hello, this is a um, witch story. So it's like, oh, which is real? We don't know. But many of us don't believe, not including myself necessarily, just saying. Um, so
By the
I
way,
agree.
that in itself is a spoiler, but
I mean, if you go to like look it up, I guess.
well,
I guess
you
it's a spoiler that there's a witch involved. That's true. But I said it before in my things that I liked.
I know.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to spoil it a little for you. I'm not gonna go into too much detail though. I'll try not to. Um, like tell you how which does anything. But things I didn't like. Number one, Julia Garner plays Justine Gandy, the teacher, who like the kids. She's the teacher who has all the kids disappear from her class, save for one. And I just, it's something that annoys me in a lot of horror movies where they make these women dislikable to a certain degree, and that pisses me off. Like it just annoys me. You're like, oh, I don't know about that. But for me, like the whole fact that I get her spiral and like the bad habits that she forms, but I personally didn't need like her making bad decisions or poor decisions with one of the other persons in the show, in the movie. And I was just like, do we need that? Do we need to? Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. But she's not necessarily dislikable. I just, certain aspects of her. And I don't love it. I don't love it as a choice. I really want to see, and this is something for you horror filmmakers out there. I want to see a horror movie where if you're gonna have a female protagonist, like make her likable. Make us want to root for her from beginning to end. I want to see that. And I want to see smart decisions. I know stupid decisions make a movie, a horror movie, more exciting maybe in certain ways, but like I want smart people and smart decisions and see where that leads. Another thing I didn't like, this dad is investigating, and it feels so like he barely investigates and then he finds, the answer by the end. And I was just like, I would have liked more investigation, Like he goes to one family and then we're like supposed to be like, and he finds the solution. Like, really? When there's 17 kids missing, you only needed to go to one parent, one family to like figure it out. No me gusta, no me gusta. I wanted more. Um, and yeah. Oh, sorry, one second. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the holes. Like I was like exactly what you were saying. I had so many questions about like, yeah, why are you doing this, and why do you need the child in any way, shape, or form? Like, why this? Why that? Like, yeah,
But,
I wanted more. Hmm?
by the way, as far as that whole aspect, I went, I was just curious, like what other people thought about that, and I went to Google and asked the main question I had, which is that, and the answer that it came up with was exactly what I had assumed, but was never really told. So I think everybody is kind of assuming the same answer, but they never really showed us.
Yeah, I wanted to know more. Like the even like, is this really, are they really related? Like all of these things. And it's also, yeah, yeah, just had a lot of questions. And I dislike, at the end when like things are happening, people don't call for reinforcements. That annoys me. I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, I know, like, yeah, there's adrenaline involved. There's all these things, but I'm just like, can we be a little logical? Like, ah, call for help. Um, yeah, that was annoying to me. Otherwise, I think those were the only things I didn't like. And I loved something that I forgot that I loved is I loved the stories that they chose to tell and the sequence in which they told them. I thought that was really, really, really smart. Uh, and maybe something that they could have done is have one of the sequence be from the perspective, like you said. I think that would have filled up a lot of the different holes if they had shown a sequence from the antagonist's perspective,
Hmm.
from them before they arrive to after they arrive. I think that would have like, yeah, cleared a lot of
Sure,
things.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Any other thoughts or comments about the movie?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, you know, with a movie like this, you know, of course, nobody's going to get in trouble, but with the whole baby reindeer lawsuit and all the, you know, legal problems and stuff, to start a movie off with the words, "This is a true story."
Did it say that?
That was the first line in the
Oh,
movie.
I
This is
missed
a
it.
true, this is a true story. The kid, when she's doing the narration, that's the very first line. This is a true story.
Got you.
So it just made my ears perked up because that was the whole baby reindeer problem that they started with the title that said the title card said this is a true story or this is true or something.
Got you.
Anyway,
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I missed that. I think I walked in like a mid narration into the movie. Now, our favorite question. If you could play anyone in the movie, who would you want to play?
oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Mm.
Well, yeah, the Amy Madigan character for sure.
Okay, okay. And if it has to be related to your own sex, and you have to
Oh,
choose a man, who would you want to play?
um, I know it wasn't the biggest part. I think maybe the Benedict Wong character.
No, it's a great character.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, his story was really good, and there were lots of like, how to say, surprising turns with his
right,
story and with
right.
him. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Okay. If as for me, yeah, of course, I would want to be Amy Madigan too, um, as number one. But I also wouldn't mind playing Julia Gardner, playing the school teacher. I
Mhm.
think that would be fun. Yeah. Excellent.
Yep.
So basically, everyone, go see the movie. Do you think it matters whether they go see it on the big screen or at home or whatever?
See it with a crowd. Absolutely. This is a movie you should see with an audience. I think that it will enhance the experience.
It's funny because when I saw it, it was just my friend and I, and so um, watching it, and nobody else was in the movie. But we did talk to each other and was like, "What do you think?" Ah.
Yeah, no, there were. I mean, I didn't see it with a big crowd, but just yeah, because just the community laughter and there was. I think there was a guy that was like, yeah, there was a guy sitting next to me that was super vocal, and it
Oh,
made it really kind of fun. No, like sometimes in a movie that would be annoying.
yeah.
But he was just like had comments all the time and like, oh my God, are you crazy? And all that stuff,
Ah!
yelling at the screen and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But it just made it fun. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. No, I definitely was also being like, this is stupid. Why are you stupid? Why are you doing this? Like, please, stop, no! Um, several times. And yeah, and several times being like, um, yeah, this wasn't for me, but I've also seen so many movies and stories. Like, I think I knew where we were going very, like, pretty quickly. But I think for a lot of people who are not used to the genre or to these types of stories, they will be more surprised and shocked by certain things. Very cool. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching another JaYo movie review. Like I said, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reviews and for other things. Like this video, comment below, let us know your thoughts about the movies, about what we're thinking, about horror movies. Do you like horror movies? If so, what kind of horror movies do you like? And please share this video with the world! Thank you so much, and hope to catch you at the next one. Bye.
Bye.